For those who don't remember the name, Raider Nation Jason. What I do, Raider content. Let's get into the video. Let's go. Whew, what a week, huh? What a week, what a week. Guys, I've been away due to cold, flu, whatever symptoms. I'm back, I mean, it's still a little congested or whatever, but I'm back. We lost our coach, we lost the GM. Now the coach thing I kind of seen coming, but I was shocked when I heard about the GM move because I figured this is one of the best drafts we've had in quite some time. Hitting with 1, 2, and 3. But who knows what this team is got brewing. Shout to everybody. Appreciate everybody. Mr. Furbo in the building. Yes, sir. Raider Nation for life. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So I wish I could tell you, right when I think I know what's going on with our team, we go left. The thing with AP, was he given a fair shake? You could say no. I mean, you could say yes and you could say no. You could say at one time he had enough pieces to do better than we did. Questionable moves, the Minshew move, the Zamir White project, all this, the trading of Devontae, all this kind of stuff that factored in. Because on paper, entering the season, we thought we had enough to be competitive. And how it looks right now, we're the only team that didn't make the playoffs in our division. Oh, that's ugly, ugly. But, it's the key is, are we going to fix it? Are we going to fix the things we need to fix? Luckily, guys, you have me here. We're going to try to work it out. We're going to kind of go through the offensive side of the ball, the free agents we got coming up in 2025, and just a look. We're just going to take a look and just see what we got going on. We got playoff football today. I think it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and then I forgot what the other game is, but I will be watching. We'll be watching. Hopefully our team is watching somewhere too, and they can see what playoff football looks like. So no Telesco, no Pierce. Brady's gonna run the show. I guess he's from what everyone's saying that's who's gonna be leading the QB and making the decisions. But I just hope somebody knows what they're doing, because right when we think we know, something else comes out. So we'll see. I was going to kind of wait to see if they were going to make the coaching GM, but there's a lot to talk about. Before that happens, it's good to kind of dig into what we need to do. So what we'll do is get into what we'll do. Okay, bam. Okay. The Raiders' next move. Just win, baby. We're trying to get back to that. It's been a long time, but we're going to get back to that. I put insert offense, but I could also put in insert offense, insert coach, insert offensive coordinator, insert GM, insert weapons. Oh, we don't need that much, man. And before I actually get into this, um, as you can see, I had on the thumbnail, pray for LA. It's very important. All my people out in LA, I hope everyone's safe. It's a very tragic situation that's going on in Southern Cal right now. Prayers be with everyone affected. Like I said, all my people out there, I'm praying for you guys every day, hoping everything, they get this fire contained, and everyone can start the rebuilding process and going back to their lives. It's a tough situation. It sucks. Hopefully there's refuge out here in the bay. What I mean, like if anyone's put out, we got enough room out here, man. We can, what I'm saying. So hopefully they're working out something to get everybody safe and secure. Bless the families and women and children. We're just praying that everybody is safe. Now, we don't need that much. We had, so this season we were plagued by injuries and plagued by turnovers. You know, the turnover thing. So the type of person I am, if you turn over the ball, you don't play. That's just how, that's how we were raised, and that's just how it should be. Because it teaches people hold on to the ball, to use every opportunity you get and make the best of it. Don't fumble away your chance to make a play. So the Wilkins injury, that was definitely big hit for us. Our defense actually did really, really well for all the injuries that it sustained. I mean, damn near everybody, had the injury bug, but we ended up losing Max for the end of the season, and the guys were still hanging in there. But that's not where the problem is. The problem is not the defense. Who knows if PG is going to stay? It seems like right when we get something good, it has a chance of leaving. So I'm so used to, of years of being a Raider fan, I'm so used to the changes, the QB changes for sure, the coaching changes. This has been the shortest stints of QB changes that I've seen. Like every year we've had another coach. So this is crazy. But that's Raiders being Raiders. But we really don't need that much, man. We just, there's a couple things on where I'm gonna just deal with offense for today, and then we can focus on defense for the next time. But like I said, we don't need that much. We have to figure out this line first of all. You know what I mean? And it's not too much. We just need to, like I said, fill JPJ's old guard spot when he slid over to center. You know what I mean? If we can get a good guard in there, maybe an extra tackle, just in case we move on from Cole Miller, or we just need to upgrade there too. And I like JPJ at center. Parnham, I got to see something this year. I want to see him kind of step up, because if it was up to me, I would get a backup, a veteran guard and a veteran tackle, just to so we don't miss a beat. For the running back situation, we got to fix that too. We got to get rid of Zamir White. I know people say we should hang on to him, but for what? He's taking up a roster spot for somebody that can actually contribute. He's not good. And if he was, he would be good. We should move on from him. Madison, we can go without. Abdullah has been hanging in there. I would definitely like to see him sincere. If a lobby could hold on to the ball, that would be cool to see what he could give. But until he can, hang on to the ball, not turn it over, we'll end up drafting a guy. But like I said, I'm gonna go through the list of what's available. And wide receiver, I definitely think we could use some threats. I know T. Higgins' name has been thrown out a lot, but there are different options, and we don't. There. Like I said, I'll go through everything. So real quarterback one options. Now this is pre-draft stuff. This is we're trying to set ourselves up for the draft where we don't need that much. If we could fix the quarterback situation in this free agency, that would be nice because then we could just build around, and I just have to wonder if this QB is going to be good. If it's not, I mean, we need somebody. And so I'm not going to, I put everybody that's available, but I will tell you who I'm focusing in on and who I would choose. All right. So here's our list. QB options for 2025-26 season. So there's Sam Darnold. Um, for some reason, I feel like they're not gonna I'm not really focusing on that because I don't think they're gonna let him go because I feel like even if the McCarthy thing, whatever, they're gonna try to keep both just in case they'll have, backup number one and two, like a responsible, franchise would. Um, so the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Jameis Winston. Now, everybody else, I don't care too much for. I'm looking at 1 through 4, preferably 2 and 3, which is Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, because I feel like Pittsburgh has to make a decision next year. And I feel like whichever one they go forward with, we could definitely upgrade our team with the other choice. You know what I mean? If they choose Russell, then we can try to get Justin Fields on our side. And if they pick Justin Fields, vice versa. Jameis Winston, I know it's probably worse than I don't know about worse than Minshew, but pretty in that same boat. So that's why I say realistically, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. I feel like Russell not great, but vet. He can do he could do what AOC, Minshew, and whoever else tried and did not get it done. But yeah, I would go. I preferably Fields due to the legs because that's something we've needed, and also I think he can make the throws too. It's just if we get everything right around him, we can probably make that happen. You see what when we played him, I mean, he made us look terrible, so that's the quarterback situation. I know it's not beautiful, it's not pretty, but it's what we got. It's the choices we have. Um, let me see. Bridge QB, a veteran, and he's able to run. That's why I chose Justin Fields. Uh, I guess Russ would be the number two. I mean, Russ would be my number two choice. I don't know. They're probably going to keep AOC as this backup. I was really hoping AOC was going to grow into that guy, and it just hasn't worked. I'm not completely giving up, because I feel like with the right team, because who knows, we had some weapons and all that kind of stuff, and who knows, he could probably, hang in there. He's just got to stop taking sacks. You know, uh, there's certain parts of his game that he needs to work on, but like I said, they're probably going in a whole nother direction. So, we'll take it from there. But yeah, that would be, it's not a fix all problem, but it would be a bridge QB, which is a veteran, has the experience, and is able to use his legs. Running back options. Now I'm not going to go crazy here because I like to get the running backs in the draft. That way we don't have to pay for this talent. Chuba Hubbard, they're probably going to keep him. I mean, if they were smart, they would. For Najee, I don't know. He's been a little injury prone. James Conner, I'm not sure. They might. I don't know what they're going to do out there in Arizona. But Aaron Jones, I like Aaron Jones just from what he can do, his blocking, his pass catching. Javonte Williams got a Denver. There was just so many backs out there. He really didn't get to play, due to injuries and stuff like that. Nick Chubbs, definitely liked him coming back from a couple horrific injuries, dislocations. J.K. Dobbins, we've seen him with the chokers this year. Like I said, I'm not going to get too, in fact, Rico Dowdle, he was doing pretty good for Dallas. I figure they're probably going to hang on to him. So, realistically, or what I want our team to do is, so this is the thing with the quarterback, right? I get frustrated like third downs, fourth downs on plays that, how do you say, are a waste. Like it's either all or nothing, right? We never have a check down. We don't have a, a backup. It's always all or nothing, so we need someone that's smart. That's why I like Aaron Jones. Nick Chubb's, I think, would be cheaper now than he would have been. And who I really liked last year that we didn't get to get was Mixon. I liked his style of running. Um, JJ. See, I think, well, let's talk about running back too. We'll talk about the JJ thing. So we lost JJ. And the whole battle, which makes no sense, was the battle we were having with money. And then this year we had all the money and did not use any of it. So I think that's why Telesco is gone, because we were doing all this battling with money and we didn't spend no money anyway. So I mean, we could have brought JJ back. We could have kept this core, together. But here we are. Now, like I said, I like drafting running backs. But if I had to choose, if I had to take I'm gonna say Aaron Jones and Nick Chubbs. That's who I would like to see, that I know, just Chubbs is a beast. He runs hard. Aaron Jones is a receiving threat, played with a lot of the vets like Aaron Rodgers. He can get it done. So like I said, that would be for me. I would prefer Jones just for receiving back and the injuries to Chubbs. I would swap out Zamir and Madison for Jones and Chubbs. Jones or Chubbs. And then, we draft one for sure. And then see what we got, see what Amir's or Abdullah's got in the tank still. And then sits here, hopefully he bounces back. Now this is where I want to dig in. Wide receiver options for 2025. Now I know there's some names on this list, but for what we want to do, kind of going backwards, but Mike Williams looked terrible, especially when he was on the Jets. I'll take a look at what it looked like on the Steelers, but yeah, this is a nice little list. But I think T. Higgins, I think it's going to be the battle for him because he's young and he has, has the opportunity to make some cash. So there's T. Higgins, Amari Cooper. Godwin's always injured, seems like. So I'm going to stay away from that. Stephon Diggs just coming off injury. Excuse me, guys. My bad. DeAndre Hopkins, he's over there with Kermit. All right. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just going to focus on 3. Higgins, of course, we're going to have to pay a little bit, but it would give us a legit person on the other side of Jacoby with that 3-headed monster of him, Higgins, and then Bowers. If we can get Mayers going, that would be great, but Diggs, I love Diggs' his play. I just don't know how he's going to come back from the injury. And, our guy Cooper, ex-Raider, I wouldn't mind bringing them as a vet, vet receiver. And then, of course, we're drafting, like I said with running backs, I like to draft wide receivers. I like to fix the offensive line, all that kind of stuff, defensive line, and free agency, and get the weapons in the draft because it's like fresh legs, fresh speed. Speed kills. So but any of these I feel could help. Cooper would probably be last choice for sure. Diggs, I would love to, because we'd probably get him at some kind of discount coming off injury. But we'll see. Excuse me. We shall see. Yep, I feel we need a vet offense. We need a vet. Offense needs wide receivers. We have Myers, Bowers, and you know, whole bunch of number threes, fours. But if we add a legit threat, it would even out our offense and we won't be so predictable. But going back to actually the running back situation, this is what I wanted to talk about too, is if we could go back to bully ball, build up a bulky offensive line that can push defensive lines around, and we can run the ball more. Then we won't have to, then our QB need won't be that large because we could just run the ball. Our play action will open up. We could get things done, man, but we have to be able to run the ball. Zamir was supposed to be that pound him, all game running back, but he just wasn't that. But like I said, it would take the pressure off. I know I'm just using AOC because he's, what we have right now. AOC would be a better quarterback if we had a running game, because it would take the pressure off. You know what I'm saying? They would be able to run, get some yards, and then once they figure out or they try to figure out how to stop the run, we're over the top. Tight end, I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we're fine," but Mayer, we're gonna see. Hopefully, he bounces back. But I'm always looking to the future and trying to better this team. Granson, I like his size from the Colts, but you got Jawan Johnson from New Orleans Saints. I think he's 6'4", I believe. You got Zach Ertz, the longtime Cardinal Commander, I think Eagle. Longtime Eagle and Cardinal Commander. But yeah, we don't need that much. So I'm gonna say Gesicki, Ertz, or Jawan Johnson. Just either I like Gesicki. He's not too big on big of a blocker, but he's a good receiving threat. And I just want us to have options. I want us to have threats. Ertz, veteran, but he can do both. Definitely two-way player. He can block and he can catch. Jawan Johnson, more of a I don't know. It was hard. They didn't use him like I felt like they were going to use him in New Orleans, but I feel like that could be like a cheap option for our third option because that's really what we need. We have our number one for sure with Brock. Mayer, you can put him as that number two, but if we can get Gesicki or Ertz, that would definitely bump him to 3. Now this is the tackle. This is the tackle list for 2025. We got our boy Trent Brown, the bottom. Morgan Moses from the Jets. Let me see. So who I think I picked was what I'm looking at, right? Because I'm not looking at teams that are in the playoffs, right? Which I probably should, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive and they're playing still. So I'm looking more for players that are on good players that are on sorry teams. So I'm looking at the Jets, I'm looking at the Jags, I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns. So the Browns, I think, they just lost their quarterback, so they don't know what they're gonna do. So I figured Jedrick Wills Jr. could probably come over. And since they don't have no QB in Cleveland, we could possibly steal someone that can support Glaze, but mostly for Cole Miller, because he's been a little injured. He was coming off the surgery and everything like that, and he was just, he wasn't right this year. So, let's get somebody to either back him up or just, fill that spot. So, like I said, there's better choices, but I'm looking at sorry teams and trying to pry good players away from those sorry teams because it's cheaper. We can get it for trade, and they're desperate, so they're going to take the trade. Tyron Smith from the Jets. That would be one too, just in case, because they don't know, if Aaron's going to stay, what they're going to do with that whole team. So, come over here, man. We'll put you to use. We have the list of the inside linemen. So we got, like I said, I'm looking at I mean, the sorriest team I say on here is Carolina, Chicago, besides the Niners, of course. But there's a few guys, but like I said, there's a lot of these guys are in the playoffs. But I do like Pittsburgh's excuse me, Pittsburgh Pittsburgh's offensive line. They got some big guys. So I'm plugging in James Daniels from Pittsburgh. I just feel it would be the not cheapest option, but it would be, kind of mid option because everyone's gonna have that battle of what do you call it? Bidding on free agents and stuff like that. And I just feel like we just need to plug our holes. You know what I'm saying? Just we don't need to battle, don't be cheap, spend the money, but definitely, because we've been going young for this line, and it takes a while, so I just kind of want to plug and play, plug somebody in that can, open up this running game, open up, this pass game, get this offense going. So whatever we got to do. And like I said, this is free agency. We're adding these pieces. So the draft, we could just retool. So like I said, James Daniels from Pittsburgh. All right. So I think this one was before Milroe's last game, because the only time I would take a Milroe is if, because as you can see from my mock drafts, right? I'm pretty consistent with number 6. But say if we move back or something like that, and we got Genty from Boise State, I would take him, and then I would go Milroe, because I would just make it a running, I would base it off pretty much running QB, running kind of how Baltimore kind of runs their thing. But, I know he's not the most accurate and stuff like that, but I got a backup plan for that. So I brought in another tackle, just because how injuries and everything went. I just, plotting ahead. We picked up a DB with that second, third round pick. And then we were able to get Jackson Dart, which I know will be a lot higher than that. But hey, on here, that's where he was. So picked up a running back because I didn't do it early. Got us a linebacker, Goodbye Diablo. I'm hoping Diablo can bounce back, but I doubt it. You know what I mean? I don't think we're going to bring him back. Brung back Jalen Noel. This one wasn't my favorite, but, Mitchell Evans, another tight end. Like I said, we get to retool. So, like I said, not the best. Went dual quarter. That's that's why this one was kind of special. I just went dual quarterback because we got a little bit of both. You got Jackson Dart, he could stand in there and sling it, and we have Jalen Milroe, which can run, but hopefully he can improve his passing. Now, like I said, I am pretty consistent with 6. And I added T-Mac with 6. I went edge. Now, the edge thing, it was where the player was. I think he was, number 26 or something like that. So it was kind of like a, good steal. We have Max, and we have, the Chase on, and we got Kuntz coming back from it, or whatever we decide to do with the Kuntz thing. But added tackle, safety, like I said, Dart was there. It's gonna be, it depends, because this thing could go any way. This one, I really just focus on kind of the first 4 or 5, because that's where we need to get some starters. If we could, of course 3 to 4, but let's go for 5. I don't have as much faith in this draft as I did, damn it, with Telesco now that he's not here. Because I felt like for sure Telesco would go T-Mac, or he would go what's his name? Burden from Missouri, which is a good option too. If it wasn't T-Mac, but I don't think he's as early as T-Mac. Last one I think is I feel like this is my favorite. Or did I don't even think I had the right one. But yeah, I like the running backs from Ohio State. Definitely would like to get a couple running backs couple receivers. Um, let me see. Did I do anything crazy on this one? Nah. Yes, but I mean, like I said, I'm gonna just focus on these because since the quarterback situation should be fixed in free agency, that would give us the freedom to get T Mac. You know what I mean? Because of course, if that was the only thing that we were like, now say we do everything else, say we get like T Higgins, we get which I feel would be crazy because no one want to come where there's not a quarterback already there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that would make sense, but just help me out. But just play, think about it. We get, say, uh, what's his face? T. Higgins. You know what I mean? We add T. Higgins. We add a veteran running back. And then all we have to do is pretty much, I say we add a Gasecki or something like that. So all we need is somebody to sling it. Then we can start figuring out if we're going to trade up or, what I'm saying, what we're going to do. I've heard the talk about Dion coming. It's like I don't want to even get excited about all the different things until it officially happens. So I'm gonna wait till whatever happens. But like I said, T Mac would be my because I like the size 6'5", red zone threat. We can definitely use that. Him and Bowers would be a good red zone, tandem. Just securing that line. That's why, like, I really Tyler Booker was he was there. I think he was 26 or something like that. So I got him at 37. Um, I keep getting Emory Jones, so maybe we're willing him on the squad. But yeah, like I like the Ohio State running backs. Definitely like what I seen last night. Added another DB just to keep us rolling. I know we added two that DeCam got cooked this year, but that was how Bennett was last year. So hopefully, he can bounce back. From what I heard, he was playing better like the last couple games, but there was he was getting torched. So yeah, I didn't like the wide receiver Deion Burks, but it was kind of all they had. But like I said, once we get closer, this really doesn't mean anything technically because we have, we have a lot going on. We have the free agency, so that'll tell us pretty much the direction we'll go in the draft. It'll be a lot funner and a lot easier to kind of see what we need. But that's just for now, just for giggles. Yeah, it sucks, man. All three of our rivals in division are in the playoffs. It is what it is, but that's how the cookie crumbled this year. But guarantee it won't happen again. Appreciate everybody too, man. My bad. I went away from the chat. Yeah. I don't I just look at what we got now, and I would just I mean, he's in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I think for the price and who knows who they're gonna keep, if it's Fields, if it's Wilson, but I hope they keep Wilson and we get Fields, the younger option, of course. Cool Kev. Mr. Furbo. Let me see. Yeah, see Najee, we need that 1-2 punch of the power because I like speed backs. I like backs that can catch out of the backfield. Power backs are cool too, but Zamir just took that away from me, man. We just need speed. Let's get it back going. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts, man. Yeah, I doubt he would too. It seemed like he got better when he left us because like he was always scared. I don't know. He was kind of scary to me, but I don't know. It was good to see at least we picked a player that developed into something, but who knows if he would want to come back? Because I mean, who would want to go from Josh Allen to AOC? You know, what's up with Ben? Oh my God, yes, sir. Yep. So who knows what we're doing? You know what I mean? This season I'm numb. Like to be honest, I'm numb to everything that's kind of going on. I just want to see what it looks like in August. Yep, I'm waiting for free agency, the draft, and then August. Right, all day. Oh man, bring back Gruden and Mayock. Telesco was too good at drafting. We need to go to wasting first round picks. I know, doesn't it suck? We finally get it right, and then he's gone. I actually disagree with the last. I mean, Mayock, either way, because there was some hit and misses with him too. But I feel like and Ziegler and Telesco were cool. You know what I mean? I felt like they didn't have to go. I think our beef was with McDaniels mostly, and then with AP, I could see it because like if we're gonna do this thing for real, yeah, Pierce could grow into a coach and he could learn all this kind of stuff. But man, we ready to win now. And we ain't got time for no, learning all that kind of stuff. We need a pro that knows what they're doing. Look at the Chargers. The Chargers are the difference in picking the right coach. We could have had the opportunity with Harbaugh too. But they already knew that we were going with AP, so he went to because I remember Harbaugh started with us, I think as a QB coach or some kind of specialist or whatever. So that's why I was like, man, that'd be cool for him to come back to his roots. But we went AP and we were in every game. At some point we were in every game. We turned the ball over. We can't really blame that on AP, but at the same time, those were the cards that were dealt. So, it is what it is. And if you're gonna if I'm coach, if I ever get the opportunity to coach the Raiders, I don't care if I'm on my way out, if I'm mad at the team, if I don't like the way things are going, I'm going to do the best thing for the team. Even if I know this is my last year, I am going to set this team up for success on my way out. If they're going to fire me, oh well, I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power on the way out to make this team, competitive. But it's just, with all the decisions, like when we talked about, I was pissed when we lost our draft position, right? Just for the simple fact that look at Cleveland. Cleveland lost Deshaun Watson. We could have traded with them as thirsty as they would be, what I'm saying, gain some of that capital. You know what I'm saying? But it's we don't have the upper hand anymore. So I'm over it. And we are where we are. We're 6 and we can still do damage. But it was just like I now with AP gone, now I'm like, what were the wins for? Maybe that's why he got fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. I just don't understand what motivation to win late, where you should have just been doing that from the beginning. You should have put your foot down. Because I mean, if your job, are you gonna let somebody else dictate the work you do at your job? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna let somebody else's effort and you know um someone else's words outdo what you do at your job? You're gonna let people say, "Oh, he doesn't work. He doesn't, blah blah blah." Or are you gonna make it happen? And that's what it is. You got to make it happen somehow, some way. And just sitting up, like there'd be times where we see AP just looking lost on the sideline, just trying to. And then you can't do that as a coach. You got to shake it up. You got to fire the guys up. You know, tell them go get the ball back for our offense. You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that. You can't just sit there looking lost on the sideline. There's an answer somewhere. You can't just give up. I'm not saying that he was giving up and all that kind of stuff. He just didn't know what to do to fire the guys up. So it is what it is. He's gone. Who knows who's coming in next? Who knows how long they're gonna stay. But we have to get better. Thank God we're not as bad as our record shows, even though, our terrible record this year. But I don't take too much in those last two wins or whatever. I was just, we ran into a team that was a little bit worse than us. Yeah, so it's just frustrating, man. Because like I'm very high hopes on this team, but this year it's just I don't know what the hell we're doing. So, unless because we were throwing around names like Ben Johnson and all this kind of stuff, but if we don't land these people, the disappointment that we always go through where, it looks like we're aiming at this person and then we get somebody else. Like the whole Minshew thing was crazy, but we got to get behind our guys because they're our guys. But, at the back of our mind, we have common sense. We know what's going to work and what's not, you know. If he was giving up and players were giving up, we wouldn't have won those last 2 games. I mean, our offense is terrible, you know? Like we were just lucky that because if I feel like if Minshew played those games, we definitely would have won those games. But he was not, he was hurt, unavailable. And AOC was always our best option at quarterback, even though, this year was a very off, definitely off year for him. Just injuries and stuff like that. I like that he did bounce back. He came back, had the air casting, the broken thumb, still bounced back. The whole thing with AP, like he was learning, guys. Like he was learning, and it's confusing because I feel like with what he had, with what he had. I mean, because before, if you start the season with what we had, we had Devontae, Jacoby, Mayer was out for a minute, so we didn't have the double tight end threat. We figured out we had something in Brock Bowers, but we couldn't consistently run the ball. So I don't blame AP. That's what I'm saying. I don't blame AP because AP didn't throw sideways interceptions. He didn't throw a pick a game. He didn't fumble the ball away. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame him because think about it. All the things we did lose, he kept us in every game. It's just after those turnovers, it took the winds out of his sails. And he can't do that. The coach has to always be the one to snap the team out of, a spiral, So would I have let him go? No, not fully. I would have had a spot for him like on the defense or something like that. But I just know offensively, we're still because I think that's what it is. That's what everyone's been saying. They want to go for an offensive minded coach because it's like, yeah, the defensive thing it was cool, but offense sells tickets. Sad enough that's the reality. That's what those wins were about. Because it's funny that we do all that kind of towards the end of the season, right? Just getting Raider Nation false hope for next year. You know what I'm saying? Said, oh, this team is getting better. And we're not, we weren't. We weren't. We just played 2 terrible teams. And then we seen what a playoff team did to us at the end. So yeah, it's insane, man. So like I said, I hope someone has a plan because they don't listen to us. I think they do what is that, the magic ball where they just shake it and just figure out from there kind of what to do moving forward. Because until they show me something, man, I'm just gonna feel this way because I've been too positive. I've been too positive about the direction of this team, and it's been a joke. Let me see. I like that. Definitely like that. You know what I mean? Because we need to get this offense going. I'm not too worried about the defense because once everyone comes back, hopefully they come back healthy, we're good. And then we just retool in certain places like linebacker and, we hopefully bring our safeties back. Yeah, Getsy definitely had to go. And then, after that Bears game where we got torched by Fields and pretty much Fields showed it was Getsy and not him. You know what I mean? Which one, Gunther or you talking about Graham? I mean, it's been pretty solid. Like when we went to the playoffs, I think it was the last time, and then we got rid of what's his face? Bradley. That was dumb. I mean, I just don't believe in if you got a defense that'll get you to the playoffs, you could just grow and get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why we got rid of, him after 1 year. And it was a successful, as successful as, we've had. But it feels like the players like Merrick and Nate were good with that defense too. And it was like cover 3. Let me see one thing. Oh, I swear to God, if we choose Dion over Ben Johnson, I will go ape shit. I'm talking putting holes in walls with TV. I know that's right. Yeah, I mean, but don't be surprised, bro. Like if you know, because don't be surprised. Because right when we think they're gonna do the right thing, we do the Raider thing. But like I said, that's how I would fix it, man. Like my first thing, line quarterback, because we need to run the damn ball. My focus is getting this running game going, no matter what. That's got to be the goal. Get the running back going. There's no negative that comes out of getting the ball going on the ground. Nothing. Run the ball down people's throats. Raider ball. We've always been running back. Like if you know Raiders, we're running backs. I mean, sorry. If you know Raiders, we've always had good running backs. Two of my favorite helmets I have. Bo Jackson. Let me see. Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. Raider Mac, salute. Thank God a smart channel is there enough with the Dion crap. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm trying not to get excited or upset about who we think's coming, all this kind of stuff till we see, Raiders hire, whoop-de whoop whoop whoop. And then we can kind of go from there. But yeah, it's just all talk, and like I'm tired of getting excited for certain people to come in, and then we bring in Lou Getsy. It's crazy. Like I said, I've watched this team a long time, man, and this is some of the worst Raider football that I've seen since I would say when we had, I think it was Troy Hambrick, and I want to say, was that Lamont Jordan? We couldn't get our running game going then. I don't know, because I shout to Alpha Kasi and them too, because I seen the show, and I just remember that was the worst running game I remember, because then they got rid of them I think that next year, and then we started getting things going. But yeah, this has been the worst, man. Like we wanted what's his name? McDaniels fired for the just terrible play that they had going on. And this has honestly been worse. But like I said, it's been turnovers, the QB choice, injuries, but turnovers, that's what has to stop. So we have to give whoever gives us the best opportunity to run the ball and not turn the ball over. We'll be all right. Oh, so I know those quarterback options aren't the best. Like I said, I would go Fields over Russ, but I would just take Russ because you could just plug him in. And I think with the weapons we got, he could, he'll be all right. So, but we got to be smart. So we'll see whoever they pick for coach, GM, OC, wide receiver, running back, all this kind of stuff. Everything we got to fill. But we fill it and on to 25-26. Appreciate you guys, man. I will see you guys on the next one. We're going to throw it back.